Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Donjo number FL-212W6 DU. This is a security strike is what it is. Let's take some dimensional properties of it first. I have one removed from the packaging, and then we'll talk about other facets of this item. So overall length, it's a 212, so that tells me it's going to be a 12-inch. Indeed, it's 12-inch in overall length. The overall width is about 2 1/8. A bit deceptive in the sense that the width and the door size that it's going to work on may not, necessarily be directly related, but based on where the bend for the lip is, we're really thinking that you're going to be using an 1 3/4 thick door. Could you use an 1 3/8 thick door? Well, possibly, but not really. You don't have a lot of room there. Meaning the rabbet in the frame would be kind of too small to stuff all this in there, because you really want the center line of these holes, your prep for the latch and the deadbolt, assuming that's what you have, in the proper location. There is also a thickness that I would like to give you, and that is 0.088 thick. Okay, that's how thick this strike plate is. Okay. We'll also include screws. We're going to go over that in a moment. Now, let's talk about where exactly you're going to use this strike. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Okay, now where are you going to use this? Well, you're going to have an 1 3/4 thick door. You're going to have an installation of a lock set and a deadbolt, or two types of locks that are going to require a curved lip for at least one of them, I would imagine. And you have a spacing that is compatible with this center-to-center spacing that's here. Now, this is for locks with 6-inch centers, but you could probably tweak that a little bit, and I'll tell you why. So the center-to-center, they say, is 6-inch, but take note that the height of the prep is about 1 13/16, maybe 1 3/4. The width of that prep is about 3/4 inch. So what does that mean? Well, at an inch, let's say 1 3/4. An 1 3/4 is not the height that you need for a latch bolt, or for a deadbolt for that matter. A 6-inch center to center, this could easily be 6 3/8. It could be 5 1/2. Not too much more than that, but in that range. So 6-inch plus or minus, I'd say 1/2 inch, and you'd be just fine with that. So there's a small amount of variability with that. Now, you'll note that there are some staggered holes here, and if you are extremely adroit at detail, you'll note that these holes are different sizes. There's a reason that the 2 holes here are different than the 4 holes back here. And that's got everything to do with which screw you use. In this package, there happen to be 4 long and 2 short. So you know that you're gonna use the 2 short ones where you've got these 2 holes, and the 4 long ones will go over here. That's just kind of, we can deduce that. But there's a reason why you would, and I'm going to show you that when we switch to the screen view. This is made of steel. This is in the DU finish, Duronodic. It is a powder-coated dark brown finish. And Donjo at times calls this 10B or oil rub bronze. It's not. It's neither, in fact. This is a powder-coated dark brown paint that is complementary to oil rub bronze, but it's not oil rub bronze. So they use that term very occasionally to someone's horror. A client will order something that Donjo calls oil rub bronze. They get it, and this is an oil rub bronze. No, it's not. It's powder-coated dark brown. Is it compatible with oil rubbed? It is. It's a lot closer to oil rubbed than satin nickel, but it's not oil rubbed. So be mindful of that, please. Now, these screws that I'll show you more about in a moment, I'll tell you the dimensions. The long ones are 3-inch. The short ones are 1-inch. Now, why are you going to use them? Remember, we got 2 here that are centered over the holes for the cutouts for the strike. The cutout for the latch, probably a dead latch rather than a spring latch, and a bolt and then 4 out here. Let's switch to the screen view now. Let's find out why those are like that. Here is the item that we are looking at. Okay, now we have some photographs listed down below or posted down below. That's what it looks like outside of the packaging. The underside of the unit, showing the curved lip. It actually does give away the telltale sign of powder coat, which is a sprayed finish, showing how that curvature looks with the lip. Otherwise, it's what would really be called a full lip strike, because the lip of that runs the entire length of the strike plate. And there's your screw package. Okay, now extended description: double hole version, 6-inch centers, 13 gauge steel. I don't know what that comes out to in a decimal size, but I measured it, whatever it was, 0.088 maybe. 1 3/4 by 12. It's not 1 3/4. It's 2 1/8 or so. But I think what they're really saying there is that it's appropriate for 1 3/4 thick. This is Duro coated, and when you buy one, we'll ship you one. We have a link to the template that's here that will allow you to review all of the dimensional properties beyond what I've provided. There's also a product catalog that we'll get to in a moment. Now, why are those holes the way they are? Here's why. Here is a typical cross-section of a frame, albeit out of scale. Okay, you've got a stud. You've got a stud grossly out of scale, but it will serve. You'll have your wall condition here, you know, whatever that might be. Who knows? You know, casing out over here. Here's your strike plate. Here's your lip. It's going to come in like this. Maybe a little bit closer down. You're going to have your bolts that will sit here. Your door is going to sit in here. Okay. Now you recall that we had some holes that were, the 4 holes were over here, and then the 2 holes were over here. What I'm trying to illustrate here is that these 4 holes are going to sink into the reinforcing studs that you have, the wall condition. These shorter ones are likely going to miss hitting the studs, or if they do, they're hitting it in a bad spot. So those 4 long screws are meant to go through your frame into the structure, the wall structure behind, giving you an extremely secure installation. Those screws, again, were 3-inch, so you're going to want to be sure to properly pre-drill the holes and have the absolute correct fitted bit driver when you run the screw in, and you're going to want to be sure you've drilled straight. You don't want to have to back these screws out because they're really long. And the point of gaining the security of the design is that you're hitting the stud behind here. Now, I've got some customers, you know, that have conjured up some really great original ways to strengthen everything. We've done some interesting stuff too for a client. I've actually taken a client's frame like this, created it out of 2 separate pieces, and then milled or mortised a section out of each, and then I laid in here a big giant piece of steel that ran the entire height. I ought to have drawn that so that it captured the bolt, forgive me. The point is when there is an attack on the door, yeah, you're not going to split this steel. Okay, you're going to damage something, but that I've had customers report back to me, hey, remember 5 years ago when you built that frame for me with that 1/8-inch thick steel in it? Yeah, they tried to get in. How did that go? Didn't go well for them. They scuffed up my door. They didn't break my frame. So you can do a lot of interesting things as well. I've also had people apply material to the back side of this just to keep the frame from splitting. In a typical construction, this might be 3/4 inch, so your deadbolt will be very close to getting all the way through that. So you might want to do something else. Sorry about marking up that. Mulling that over for so long and then marking that up so heavily. So this is a piece of security hardware, and how you implement it along potential additional measures that you might take will only serve to increase the security over the opening. Product catalog, I said we talk about next. So this is an FL-212. I did a find function on my keyboard, Control F for FL-212, and we'll find the page where we can find the FL-212W6. W6. There we go. There they are. So suffice it to say that if you wanted the same strike for a thinner door, you're probably going to want to take a look at the N for narrow and W for wide. I'm just guessing that's what that means. But you might want to look at the N6 rather than the W6. You can also see how the overall length changes from this column here. You can see how the center-to-center requirements change here as well. Universal hole pattern here. So lots of options here when it comes to this material. And then, of course, you have different finishes. BP for brass plated, SL for silver coated, WH for white, and then DU. They can do all these in a dark bronze finish as well. They can I'm quite certain they can do it all in black. The year is 2020 now. We're just exiting 2020, thank goodness. And black has been a popular color for a couple of years. Black was a very popular color 100 years ago, most definitely. So they have the ability to powder coat in black as well. So, I know that I could order this for you in black, even though it's not listed. The rest of this product catalog is full of strikes from Danjo. They are a comprehensive strike supplier, and as I scroll through, you'll say, "Gosh, wait, stop." Anyway, I'll show you where to find it. It's right here, naturally. But then there's a link below this video here to the manufacturer's page. And it's from there where you can pull up the full product catalog that's here, but also the subsections of that full product catalog that are here. If you know the name Danjo at all, you probably do for their latch protectors or their wraparound plates. But, of course, they do have strike plates, ladder pulls, pivots, hinges, pulls and push plates, protection plates, holders, stops, and bumpers. You get the point. Let's wrap up this video on camera. Now, the name Danjo is synonymous with trim and auxiliary hardware, security hardware, obviously, like this. Good quality folks over there. They have a catalog that is full of hardware that, if you're a locksmith or if you're someone who deals with exterior door hardware, you'll most certainly want to be familiar or at least know where to find the Danjo catalog, because they'll absolutely provide material that will likely dovetail very well into your needs. Any questions on the FL-212W6 or any other Danjo product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up. Please subscribe and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.